Welcome, fellow dreamers.
Welcome, fellow followers.
Welcome to Northland Homestead. So today's video is really exciting. I think this is probably one of the most exciting videos we've made so far for the channel. So today we're talking about our wellness journey so far after 1 month. So I guess numbers was what we'll start with. I've lost 12.6 pounds and it's really exciting about the number, but I think what's more exciting is how I feel.
I have lost 6.6 pounds. That's a big deal for me. It's been great, but like Summer said, the way I feel is the biggest benefit, because you can lose weight and still not feel good, and then you're not really accomplishing a holistic approach. And what we tried to do here is a holistic approach, to where if we feel good, we'll be able to put more work into what we're doing, and that makes us feel even better in return.
Also about what is sustainable. I feel like this whole method has been really sustainable, and the proof is in the pudding. We're almost to the day, a month in, and we're still going really strong and feeling no feelings of like I want to give up or this isn't working or any of those things. We have completely eliminated all food that is already prepared, minus going out once a week to a restaurant, just as like a special treat, as a reward for us as well as our children, who, you know, have very graciously come into this whole plan of ours and have been doing really, really well with it. And we still want to give them a fun childhood that includes, you know, those special treats that they enjoy, and we don't want to take away that completely. But what we bring into the house is a completely different story, and we've just been making everything we eat from scratch. We did have a few items on hand that were just carryover from when we weren't doing this. So we have had a few things like chicken patties, I think, maybe some hamburger helper. We're gonna eat it because, you know, we have it already, and that would be a waste to just toss it or whatever. But everything that we've purchased for the past month has only been ingredients, and we aren't repurchasing those items that we used to consume on a very regular basis.
I think the most exciting thing is just that this doesn't feel like everything else that I've ever tried. Summer and I have tried at least a fair few different approaches to try and be healthier, to try and you know, lose weight quick, all the different things that are out there. And I think we haven't even tried a fraction of what a lot of people have, but we've tried enough to know that when you're struggling day to day to make the changes you're making, and it doesn't feel like it's just a natural part of your day, it just never lasted for us.
Yeah. We tried the more extreme routes too, of like doing a juice fast. I think we went as far as, I think you went a whole month doing mostly juice. I think he had broths and things like that as well. But we did try juice fast for an extended period of time, and you will lose some weight doing that pretty quickly, but it's not sustainable, and I don't think I felt very good doing it. It was sort of miserable. I remember fixating so much on food and just literally daydreaming, almost fantasizing about going to restaurants and things like that, eating the things I wanted to eat, and it just was not effective long term, even though you have short-term success. This is the first time that I feel like doing this is sustainable, and I feel like I can keep going easily. I have every intention of keep going. In fact, I'm actually really enjoying the process of cooking from scratch. It's been really enjoyable to just get in the kitchen and try things I've never tried before. I recently made hamburger buns when his parents were over. We cooked burgers over the fire and just had a lovely time visiting. And I wanted to make the hamburger buns from scratch because, again, I'm not trying to bring things that are already prepared for me from the grocery store. So I tried it and it was really fun to make. Honestly, it tasted amazing. It had the right look, it had the right consistency, it held its shape very well, and it was just really fun and rewarding for me to try something new that everyone really appreciated. So this whole process has just been really enjoyable, really easy, and yeah, completely sustainable.
And I think that's the difference, is that before, when we've tried things, it really felt like you were in a boot camp kind of mindset, where it's like, here's what we're doing for a certain period of time. It's going to suck, but we just got to push through. It's going to be difficult, but we just have to make it work. And I always hoped that at some point my willpower would kick in. It just never did. It certainly isn't something that ever worked for me. And I think probably for most people it doesn't work. As we were doing this, it didn't feel like this health push, health crash diet, anything like that. It was basically just a change in one major thing, and that's what we bought to bring home. And that seems simple, but that's a huge adjustment from what we used to do. I used to crave that stuff. The craving, it's a very different thing to be hungry and to have a craving. I forgot what being hungry felt like, because I would always just grab something that sounded tasty as soon as I didn't feel full. Now, there's no rush to put something into your mouth and to digest it. It's more of a thing where now I can focus on other parts of my life, and when it's time to eat, we come together, we eat, and then we go back to whatever it is we were doing. It's not a difficult process in terms of how it feels day to day, where you're just desperate for relief from this huge change that you've made and bit off, frankly, more than you can chew.
Yeah, so it's wonderful that we've lost weight in terms of numbers and all of that, but I think what's most important about this whole process has been the change in how we feel. I feel so different, and it honestly started, I would say, a week after we started this process. It didn't take very long at all before I was feeling more energetic, more alive in every way. After I would eat something, my eyes just felt brighter, my mind felt sharper. I just felt different. I didn't feel the same kind of lethargic, sort of sluggish feeling that I was used to feeling after I would eat. And I also just wanted to get up and do things. I used to kind of want to just kind of sit more sedentary and not really do a lot. Now I want to get up. Now I'm being more productive. I'm feeling more fulfillment in my day-to-day life. I'm doing the things I enjoy to do. It's just been a drastic 180 in such a short period of time from how I was before.
It's been shocking for me. I keep thinking, how is this working? It is working really well. Nothing else has. Why is this working? And I gotta say, it's almost tricked me into thinking we just found the right thing. But I think you have to appreciate how you got to where you are. It took us a long time to get to where we are today. And every failed diet, every failed attempt at getting healthier, changing our lifestyle, was a step to this point. And that's just to say that any effort that you put in is a learning experience that's going to lead you somewhere. I think everything that we've done has helped little by little. The move away from a city center where we could have food delivered to us. And we lived here a year where we hadn't changed a lot about what we were buying at the grocery store. But these things have started to stack on top of each other to the point where now that we're making a change, it's really paying off. It's all coming together all at once, where you kind of could almost feel like you just did one thing different, but that's not true. It's been a lot of things. And I think the encouragement I would offer is anything you're doing, any effort you're putting in, be real with yourself, be honest with yourself. If it doesn't work, that's okay. Acknowledge it doesn't work, try something different, figure out what went wrong, and just keep trying to go the direction you want to go. You will start to see results. It just is going to take some time and patience.
So let's talk about how you can do what we've been doing if you feel inspired to do so. So really the only thing it takes is to go ahead and finish what you have on hand. Don't waste your food, or if you want to donate it at least, that's a great solution as well. But from now on, from this day on, don't purchase anything that's pre-made for you. Only buy the ingredients, not prepared food. So all those freezer section things that you would maybe used to buy, or those pantry staples like Hamburger Helper or whatever it may be, don't repurchase those. And instead, find recipes and ways to make that. Don't buy the bags of bread, make the bread. All of those things that you maybe were more used to buying, like dressings, don't repurchase those. Instead, find recipes, make it yourself. You'd be surprised at how simple it really is to make a homemade dressing. I'd always just purchased prepared dressings in the past for my salads and whatnot, but now I'm making them from scratch, and it's really quite easy. So it's really quite easy to do what we're doing. Just don't repurchase all of the stuff that you would normally repurchase, and only buy ingredients. Become an ingredient family. And yes, it takes time. I will not lie to you. I have devoted many, many hours over the past month to preparing this food. But one great tip I have is to prepare things in bulk. So when I make brownies, for instance, or a lasagna or a breakfast casserole or whatever, I make more than one. I will at least make 2, if not more than that. The past time that I made brownies, I made 3 of them to freeze 2 and, have one on hand. And I did the same thing with breakfast casseroles. I made 5 this time instead of even the past time I made 3. This way, I don't have to prepare these things. I can move on to other things that, need to be prepared. So yes, it takes time. Yes, there's a learning curve. You're going to need to learn how to make these things. You're going to have to print the recipes, do a lot of meal planning before you order those groceries. But the payoff is so worth it. If you enjoy cooking, or someone in your family enjoys cooking, go ahead and switch to being an ingredient family, and the difference is phenomenal. Even if you don't have weight to lose like we do, even just changing how you feel is well worth the reward and the effort that it takes to put that together. And I think it's very satisfying as well to put on something on your table that you prepared for your family, that you know is nutritious, you know where all of it came from, and you made it yourself. They appreciate it so much more, and you appreciate it so much more, knowing what it took to bring that to the table.
Don't feel bad if you can't cook absolutely everything from scratch. Just do what you can do. Do as much as what works for you right now. And that's the whole point here, is that you want to orient yourself to where you want to go. Have a vision of what you want to be, and be okay with accepting that your journey is going to be a day in, day out situation, and it's not all going to happen at once. And so I think it's great because Summer's been working at this. She's been learning cooking and things just little by little, and we've kind of been doing little things here and there, and over time it's all starting to pay off. It's very much a kind of a gardening mentality. You plant the things that you need to plant, and then you nurture them, and you just have to keep that process going. And I don't want to make it sound like, oh, it's like hitting the gym every day. You really just gotta constantly be going at it. It doesn't feel that difficult when you're just being honest with yourself and you're just trying to live the way that you genuinely feel that you should live. If you were to do the things that we're doing and felt like, you know what, this doesn't quite work for me, I kind of have these couple things that I'd like to do a little differently, you should do that. Because I think one of the biggest things that's happened recently is that Summer and I have kind of just come into our own as who we are, and respecting each other for who we are, doing life the way we genuinely feel like doing it, and it's felt so freeing, and I think that's why it feels so natural.
It's also about finding the things that work for you. I'm naturally drawn to the homestead lifestyle. I'm naturally drawn to cooking. I enjoy it. It's a fun process for me. Part of like the hobbies that I have, not even just a responsibility. If that's not how you feel, I wouldn't, recommend this per se. Or there's, like Ethan said, different versions of it that may work for you. I'm just letting you know what we're doing, what our experience has been while doing this, and why it works for us. So if you have a desire to, you know, increase your energy levels or go on a wellness journey such as ours, find the things that you enjoy, find the things that work for you, and try to implement them into your life. And I guarantee you it'll make a big difference in your life. Thanks for watching today's video. We appreciate you guys following our journey. We're definitely going to keep you updated month to month on our success, and come along.
Thanks.
Thanks.